and welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you this new freebie that I've made. So basically what I want to do is I want to ask you, what would you do with all of these lovely pieces here? I'm going to show you in a second what I'm making with mine. So I hope you'll pop along to my Ko-fi shop and go and see about getting this freebie download for yourself, and I hope that you'll continue to stay with me whilst I show you exactly what I'm going to make with these items. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these two pieces of paper back to back. Now I could use these as journaling cards just as they are. I could even print on the back of this piece of paper, but it's a little bit too flimsy. So I figured that if I just glued this piece of paper onto the back of it, it gives it a little bit of extra strength. And then I can cut these up and make them into journaling cards. So I'm just going to place glue around all four sides and through the middle. Sit one on top of the other. And just use my bone folder to just spread out that glue in between the two layers. And then once this has dried, I can cut these out and I've got a selection of journaling cards. With the next three items that I'm going to show you, could you do this with any of these 5 smaller cards here. So I'll just push those to one side. So basically what I've got here is I've got 2 pieces of paper stuck back to back, so it gives this a little bit more firmness. And I cut this image out, but I've cut this backing piece bigger so that it forms a frame. Okay, and then I've cut from some scraps, I cut out some pieces of paper that measure the same size as this card. So I'm just going to tap those together so that they all fit together nicely. And then I'm going to get my pokey tool. And I'm just going to poke a hole up in that top left hand corner. And then I'm just going to push it through a little bit to make the hole a little bit bigger. And then I've got some brads, some pretty brads. So which one do I want? Oh, there's a pale pink flower. Not so sure about that. There's a little tiny pink flower there. Let's see if I can get that one out. Okay, so I think the little tiny pink flower. Let me just test it to see. Yeah, I think that's pretty enough. Or I've got a sparkly brad. All needs to be bigger. Actually, I quite like the pink sparkly brad, so let's use that one. I want a much bigger hole. Before I put the brad in, I want to position that on that backing paper. Make sure it's even all the way around. And I can poke a hole through that. Okay. Put the brad through there. And through the backing card. And then open that up on the back. A piece of mica pour over the back of that so that you don't catch your fingers on the edge of that brad. And then I've got some stamps with some words on. So I can open these up and I can stamp some words on there, and then I can write about those relevant words on the back if I want. So I can fan those out, and I've got all those cards now to write on as well as stamp on. And then I could go through my little word collection and put a little word on that. So I think I'm going to do that next. So I think the words I'm going to use is, it's always the small pieces that make the big picture. So let's just peel that off. It's always the small pieces, and then chop it off there. And that make the big picture. I think I might have that a little bit higher up. There we go. It's always the small pieces that make the big picture. And then, as I say, I can fan those out. I'm going to stamp those words on there, and I can call that job done. Next one I'm going to do, again, you could do with those cards, is one of the images here. I'd got some leftover file folder scraps, so I cut out a file folder scrap so that I could fit the image on the front, and then I could fold it in the middle. And I'm going to add a belly band on here and here, and just slip some pieces of paper underneath. Change of plan. As I was going through my scraps, I found this long strip of paper, so I'm going to stick that on the bottom as a pocket. So I just folded that in half, and I'm just going to clip off that edge, that folded edge. Then I can ink these up, and then I can stick that pocket on there, and then I'll stick that pocket on there. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back. I'm going to stick a couple of word sentiments on here, seeing as I've got them out. So, creativity takes courage. And be you, oh, everything has beauty. There we go, we'll use that one. And they can go on there, and it doesn't matter that they're a bit skewy. And then I've got this pouch, and I've got loads of scraps of paper. So let's just have a look and see if these will fit. A bit too long, but I can chop them down. And they're that much too high. So we'll chop that bit off too. And then they can slot in there. Oh, still a bit too high. Hang on, let's chop them down a bit more. There we go, that's better. Let's put some of this coloured paper in here as well. Okay, too tall again. And then to about there. And I can put those in there, and that makes me a neat little booklet. But I could have also added some coffee pages in here and just stitched them into the centre of the spine. I've got 2 more of the little cards cut out, and I've also got some backing paper cut out again to be fractionally bigger so that it creates a border all the way around. And I've also got a lovely copper large paper clip. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to place these 2 pieces of card back to back, and then I am going to slide the paper clip over the top just as you would normally, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a loop at the end here. There. Okay, now I like to use glossy accents for metal, so I'm just going to dab some glossy accents sort of around the paper clip to just hold it in place, because when that dries that glue will just hold it there. And I'm going to put some micropore, if I can find the end. I could be here a while. Okay, I gave up on that one, I couldn't find the end. So for those of you that haven't seen the video that I did on micropore and what it is, in the States I believe it's known as surgical tape. Just cut that bit off. Okay, line those cards up. Just put some micropore over the top. There we go, and we'll do the same on the other side. So I'm going to put some glossy accents down. And again, just some more micropore. Right, so this first card is going to sit on the front here. And that will sit centrally there. Now it's going to be a bit bulbous, that's the words I'm looking for, over the top of where that paper clip is. So that's that one. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. Okay, make sure I've got it the right way up. That's that, that's that. And then that little bit of paper clip that's hanging out at the top, I can add some charms to it. I can add some eyelash trim. I could add some ripped out pieces of fabric. And then that will slip. My page will sit in there and that will clip over the top. And then I've got a decorated double-sided paper clip. I'm going to do a part 2 because I've a lot more to show you about how you can use this freebie digital kit, and As you can see, I've already made some really lovely quick items, so I'll see you in part 2. Hope you'll join me. Bye.